Hello everyone, back with center pattern number 3, or rather a bit of an anti-center pattern, this one, toward the edge. So capturing toward the edge instead of toward the center. So in this case, for example, it would be taking like this would be toward the edge, and this would be toward the center. So getting closer to the center like this is the center, and this is getting closer to the edge. So one thing to remember, and I'll speak about the pros and cons of this approach. So when you take with the f pawn here, you allow this long light square diagonal to open up, and this could cause problems for your king. But the advantage is that when you leave this h pawn like this, you can defend laterally. For example, when there's some h file pressure, you can defend laterally with your rooks or queen, and yeah, that's usually a big advantage of this. And also when you take with the f pawn, you get a bit more room to run away, because usually when you take with the h pawn, for example, queen h7 would be mate usually if this square is blocked, or sometimes even if it's not, maybe if this is blocked or something. So yeah, this is very important to consider, the fact that there are some big pros and some big cons for this approach, so you have to very carefully figure that out. So how the pattern plays out, it's just about f take g6 in this position. And now for our sample game, we have a game between Alexander Morozovich playing against Teimour Radjabov. And here actually taking with the f pawn turned out to be a very smart decision. Taking with the h pawn, of course, here just loses like crazy because of this check. And it might not seem clear, but after like knight g5, queen f3, queen h3 ideas, it becomes clearer. So taking with the h pawn is much better, and here we'll see how black was able to defend all of this. So here, like, the queen here is defending. The queen is perfectly positioned here to defend the weaknesses, and white tried to get some initiative going, but after knight d4 they were unable to play on. Again, this isn't a game analysis video, but here, yeah, black gets a lot of pressure and white has none whatsoever. Okay, so for our test, here we have a game between Mamedyarov and Giri, two very strong players playing this rather funky line in the Grunfeld, and Mamedyarov is one funky player. And yeah, here the question is, queen d3, h takes g6. The question is, how would you recapture? With the f or with the h pawn? Is it better to take toward the center or toward the edge? Try to figure that out, pause the video, and we'll give the answer in just a second. So the answer here is that Giri went for something in the game, but the correct answer is something else. So here, after h takes, he took with the f pawn and went into this endgame where white had a reasonable advantage. Giri did end up winning the game, but here actually white has a reasonable advantage, at least according to engines, and well, of course, my own personal assessment. But had he gone for h takes, this would have been much easier. Now, of course, it's scarier. Of course, it's much scarier to think of like the queen eventually coming here, and you have all of these dark squared weaknesses which are permanent. Like even in endgames, it looks bad. But it turns out concretely h takes is working, especially because like the queen here basically prevents any sort of queen incursions, because the queen is just so active, eventually it will be able to trade off itself for the white queen. So it turns out here that actually f takes was a bit of a weaker move. It gives like h takes would have been basically equal, while this gives white a reasonable advantage. But actually in the game, Mamedyarov didn't play so well, and Giri even found a way to win, which is like rather commendable for Giri. And yeah, here the pawn is promoting, rook b1 is coming, and this guy isn't promoting, so it's all lost. So yeah, this is a very, very rich pattern. There are a lot more examples. Again, these videos are short, and they try to drive home the point. They try to get the point across. Further details will be available in the future chess patterns book. So yeah, but hope this kind of rundown was good for you guys. It was instructive, seeing when the taking toward the edge is good, when it's not. And yeah, hopefully you got something out of it. And with that, take care guys, and yeah, thanks for watching.